We're live. Episode 16 of the Successful Failures. We made it this far. Can you believe it? But to my left, we got a very special guest, the first guest of the Successful Failures podcast. And it is no other than Jojo Zarur. Did I say it right? I even rolled the fucking R on that shit. I was like, Zarur.
This is a great start.
So we got the Maybach mommy. Big boss babe energy.
Hey, stop it, guys.
To my left.
Can I get a drum roll, please, for Mrs. Jojo?
You're making me blush. Stop it.
Hey, listen, this is a big moment for us. We've never had a guest. Everybody has been requesting time after time. We've had so many people who have hit our DMs asking to be a guest on our podcast. And we wanted to show up and show out for the first time that we brought a guest on board. And JoJo is very, very special. Thank you so much for coming in tonight. We really appreciate it. We a lot of trials and tribulations through this whole, endeavor, but we made it here, and we're here now for you guys, and we just appreciate everybody tuning in to see this podcast because JoJo is here now, and this is our first guest, so we're all excited for this moment. You know what I mean? Number 16. So let's let it roll. Yeah.
So like I said, to my left we got JoJo, the special guest, and then like always to the right we got Toxic Tyler in the motherfucking building.
TNT, baby, Toxic Tyler. DDT, baby.
And
Dirty Dick Tyler. Whatever you want to call me.
Out of control.
You know what I mean?
And I'm your host, Narcissistic Mike, as they like to call me, but we're back in the flesh and we're here and we're ready to roll.
That's it.
Let's get into the shits. You guys do not know what we had to do to get here, first and foremost. My camera guy literally crashed his car coming here, first and foremost. Almost scrapped the whole day. It was pouring rain. JoJo, we rescheduled.
Couple times.
Right. I'm not even gonna lie. I remember when I first reached out to you, she gave me the wrong number.
I did.
It was off by like
so
one.
Fast.
It was the rejection hotline?
No, it wasn't. Absolutely not. No.
The rejection hotline. No. I remember that back in the days.
I be moving really fast.
Too fast.
Yeah.
It was like one number off or something, because I remember the area code was like 888, and I'm like, is this the fucking IRS number? Like, what the fuck is 888?
That toll line.
And I texted, because she DM'd me the number, I was trying to contact her. So my dumb ass sat there and was like, 888? All right, I'll give it a fucking shot. And I contacted this number. I'm like, this is not right. So then I hit her back, and then she eventually got back. We got it right.
But let me tell y'all something about me, right? If I don't play games with people. Yeah. So if I didn't want to give you my number, I would have never even responded. I wouldn't have opened the message. It wouldn't even gotten that far.
Facts.
So don't ever think that, it was a genuine mistake. I be moving really fast. Yeah. I was probably driving on the other phone, trying to put my number in and send it to you. That's all it was. But one thing about me, I just I'm very true to myself. Yeah. I don't, it takes too much to fake kick it or play games that you got to keep up with your lies, and I don't do none of that. True. Yeah,
I can imagine you got enough going on to try to play a hate and figure out why not to help somebody out, but I know.
But I feel like I was there at one point. So the reason why I'm so big and always helping new businesses, nice. Underdogs, all that stuff, because I always remember that's where I started.
Yeah, the grind.
Yeah, and I remember the people that helped me in my life, they were the biggest blessings in my life. So why I wouldn't return the favor to somebody?
True.
That is.
You give the blessings, you receive the blessings. 100%. And that's facts.
Yeah.
And then on top of all those trials, that's what we're going to name this episode. This episode is going to be episode 16, Trials and Tribulations. Because we went through fucking trials and tribulations. We started to set up shop and shoot on an on-site location, and that didn't work. They said we needed a permit and all this shit. So we moved the setting over here back to the original location, and here we are, guys. So let's just get right into the shits. JoJo. Let's get to where it all started. Everybody knows you, especially for the celebrity styling, for the most part. I know a lot of people.
At this point, it's what do y'all know me for? Because I feel like I've been doing so much.
Oh, yeah. This girl got too many fucking hats. We're going to run through them. Don't worry. She could open up a fucking lid store. She got mad hats. Let's just go through them. You got celebrity stylist, interior design.
Right.
college graduate. It was
for sure
law, right?
Yes.
All right, so that's no fucking joke. That's nothing to sneeze at, first and foremost. And then off top, what else do we got here? We have one of the biggest ones, what I'm the most interested in, as I know you own a lot of Airbnb properties
Correct.
that you're maneuvering and working on. And then also, I mean, you're also just, it's not a job, but you're popping on the gram. You got,
it is a job.
It is a job, but I'm just saying
That's a full job.
That's a full-time job.
I'm
Listen,
just saying the things you're doing are bigger than the gram,
The
for
whole
sure.
night she's
you know?
been planning on her photo shoot tomorrow on the private jet. All right,
Yeah.
so
On the
that's a full
PJ.
job. She's got about 3 photo photographers showing up to her private jet tomorrow.
Yeah, the
so
gram
that's
is a
that's a
job.
big thing for you. That's a big thing.
Yeah.
And then I know that you've also been talking about you've done some things with like cinematics, like movies, roles, things like that. I know you've done some
Love and Hip Hop.
Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah.
Yeah, your Wikipedia is fucking
lot
nuts.
of things
I know, my resume is getting pretty big. Huh?
So let's just get into how it all started. You graduated Alabama, correct?
Correct. So I really started at Stanford.
Stanford?
Yeah. Actually, a lot of people don't know this about me, but I used to play sports in college. So I played tennis. I went to this sports academy. So I went to boarding school growing up. And I went to the sports academy called IMG Academies. I don't know if y'all heard of it, but like, you know, it's a boarding school where like the biggest athletes in the U.S. go. And a lot of people either go pro or they go to college. So I picked the college route and I went to Stanford. I hated it. It wasn't for me. I think I just went because, you know, the name. They were number 1 in tennis. I used to play tennis.
Prestigious name, yeah.
Yeah, and I wanted to make my father happy, which was the biggest thing. Right. My background is a little tough, you know, like when you're Lebanese, you know, and you're Mexican, I grew up in a background where men are the ones that go to school, they work, you know, like my mom, like she never went to school, she never worked. So, you know, you just kind of like grow up to be a wife and have kids.
Traditional background.
Correct. So like for me, I was like the black sheep of my family because I didn't want that. Like I wanted to do whatever I wanted to do because I just remember growing up, like, a lot of people know me because I come from a very wealthy family, but I just remember growing up, my dad used to control my life and used to control who I dated, who I was friends with, and if I didn't do what he said, he would take the money.
Gotcha. You so kind of held that over your head.
Yeah, he always held that over my head, and I just remember, I don't know if that shit is PTSD or what, but that's what made me just be so motivated and say, like, no, like, I want what I want, and I don't want nobody to be able to control that. Like, you can't tell me who to date. You know what I mean? So, you know, when as I was growing up, I was like, no, I'm going to get a degree. I'm going to get a job. Like, I don't give a shit about my family. They inherited it. I don't care about none of that. Like,
Carve your own path.
Yeah, I'm going to do my own thing. But growing up, I was the black sheep of my family, like literally. Everybody was like, she's a disgrace type of shit, you know? And it's crazy because on one end, I'm a disgrace, and on another end, it's like everybody like looks up to me, you know? So
that
like,
was the fuel to your fire. You know
it was, you know? And like today that I've reached, you know, this level of success on my own where I don't need anybody, you know, I'm grateful for that. And that's what we were talking about earlier. Like, I'm so grateful for all my L's because they literally got me to where I'm at. Like, people don't want to take L's, but it's like, if you don't take the L's, like, ain't no way you get to be a boss.
Yeah, you can't spell millions without a couple of
You
L's.
cannot. Like, I started as an employee. So back to my story. So let's get to the story so y'all really understand why I'm the way I am. I went to school for my father. He wanted me to be a lawyer. I said, cool. What I did was I was going to school. He was taking care of me. He was paying for school. And I got a job at a clothing store, and I never told him.
So your father was in law?
No, he's in politics, but he just wanted me to be a lawyer, to follow those footsteps, you know.
Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
my degree is in political science and
Oh shit!
Follows your father's footsteps.
Correct. Okay. So you know, he always held the money thing over my head. So I went to school for that, and I always wanted to go to art school. Like I think I'm like a genius when it comes to like aesthetics, because I'm not even gonna sit here. Yeah, fashion is like my biggest thing. But like right now that I turn it into interior decorating and design and stuff like that, like I really came to the conclusion that I'm just really good at like aesthetics, like
You just have an eye for certain stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just very creative, and I just think very outside of the box. So I never told my dad, but every day after school, I would go to my job, and I worked at a clothing store. Like, I just wanted fashion. Like, I was obsessed with fashion.
Nice.
I learned how to sew on YouTube. YouTube was my fashion school.
Hey,
I learned everything on YouTube, and I used to do it behind my dad's back, and I ended up transferring to Alabama. So that's how I got to Alabama. Because that's where I always wanted to go.
Gotcha. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide all day. That's where I wanted to go. So I transferred over there, and I used to drive. I put my classes Monday through Wednesday, and every Thursday I used to drive to Atlanta. Because that's where it's popping, you know?
Yeah.
So, and I used to work at a clothing store out there. It was a men's boutique. And I used to pick out the clothes, and a lot of famous people used to come through there. Like, it was like a lit-ass boutique in Atlanta. And they all used to pull up, and I used to pick their clothes. And one day, kid you not, 30 days later, right? I had just started my job. My dad doesn't know nothing.
At the clothing store.
At the clothing store. Young Thug walks in.
Thug.
Yeah.
And what's the name
Free
of the
Thug.
clothing store?
Free Thug. Moda 404. And they're still open.
Okay, nice.
Yeah,
nice,
they're still
nice.
open. And there's still a huge boutique in Atlanta. And one day, Young Thug walked in, and he was like, I'm about to get signed, Jojo. Like, because he used to be my client.
Yeah.
He was a regular guy.
Yeah.
He was like, one day I'm going to get signed, Jojo, and you're going to be my stylist. And I used to be like, all right, Thug, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I hear
Brush it
you,
off, yeah.
but I didn't really, like, never. Man, this boy came in there probably, like, a couple weeks later with Birdman.
Nice.
I'm in the store, and I see Birdman pull up with him, and Birdman's like, who is this girl JoJo? Where is this girl JoJo? Because Young Thug does not want to work with none of my stylists. Like, he
Except for
wants JoJo. So I need JoJo on set. So I was like, damn, I didn't even know how to be a stylist. I didn't know nothing.
You went back to YouTube.
I went back to YouTube. And guess what? Birdman was like, the shoot is tonight. I mean, he walked in there at 5 o'clock talking about the shoot is tonight. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm a stylist. I'm Googling, how much do you get paid? What do I have to do? The whole thing. YouTube and Google. I pulled up.
There it is.
I styled Thug for his first shoot, which was I'm a Stoner. That was like his first hit.
Nice.
Yeah.
And after that, we killed it. And Birdman was like, all right, well, you're hired.
Sheesh.
You're going to be with YMCMB, quit your job, quit your school, whatever you have going on, quit everything. You're with us now.
So at this point, what's going through your head? Because you're doing your thing with school, and I'm sure you're like...
Last year of college, by the way.
Last year of college, so you're 3/4 of the way.
In political science.
In political
You
science.
got Birdman knocking at your door with Young Thug, talking about quit everything you ever thought of and run with us.
So on your left shoulder, you got political science, finish the school, go the right route. And then on your right shoulder, you have Birdman and Thugger saying, drop whatever the fuck you doing.
Take a chance.
Basically jump on this jet, and we're going to take you to another stratosphere when it comes to this celebrity stylist. And you took a leap of faith into that, correct?
Yeah.
Nice. See, a lot of people, and when you're in that position, you got to really weigh that out. Like,
I mean, you got to understand, when I did that, that's when I hit rock bottom for me. Because it wasn't just giving up school. Like, I had to give up on my family. A lot of people
it sounds like your family was pushing you to
I
do
didn't even
these
care
things.
about the school stuff, because at the end of the day, when I made that
it.
phone call to my father, I was like, look, dude, I can always come back to school. Like, let me take this chance. This is my dream.
This is a once in a lifetime.
In a lifetime.
You know what? If Birdman came into my job and told me to quit, I'll be like, hey, listen, I'm out. All right?
Yeah.
So you definitely had a once in a lifetime chance.
But my father's ego, and your daughter, and I was young, like I was 20 years old, and
True.
I'm telling him like I'm quitting school to go work for Birdman. My dad is like, what?
who's Bird?
Bird who?
Right. So
Pigeon who?
So he pretty much took it the wrong way, and he was like, if you do that, you're dead to me.
Gotcha.
You're dead to your whole family. So I was like, okay, like I know I'm gonna make it.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I still till today don't understand how I was so sure that was my path. Like,
Well,
nobody
I
told
think
me
that
shit.
we were touching on this before as well. Energies, auras, things like that. You can feel it. You know what I mean, when you're kind of in tune with yourself and your life, and when those opportunities arise. You know what I mean? You kind of can feel when something is meant to be or not meant to be.
That should just give me the chills.
Intuition.
And
like,
manifesting, you know,
exactly.
I think that I really like manifested it, and I prayed so much, and I manifested it that I was like, I didn't think that it was impossible. Like nobody could tell me that it was impossible.
You know what it is delusional confidence, and like a lot of people have.
I've never even heard.
You have to be
delusional confidence,
bro. You have to be to get anywhere in your life, like
delusional.
So you have to be a little off.
You have to be a
little off. You gotta be crazy. So like the opposite of you, like my mom, like God bless her, she was always like on my side when it came to that kind of things. Like, oh, you want to be a rapper? Oh, okay, I guess. But she always like instilled confidence. Like even when I was a baby, she called me superstar. She didn't call me Mike. She didn't call me Michael. She always called me her superstar. And
born for that.
You know, whether it was her doing it by accident or what, it always gave me delusional confidence. Whether it is to talk in a room full of people or even just be in like an elevator and break that awkwardness.
A lot of people don't have that, you know. And if you have one person to really hold you down and support you, like that shit, like it just changes everything. Like I didn't have that. I didn't have nothing. Like when I started, my dad said, "That's what you're doing." I mean, I remember the next day I woke up, he towed my car.
Shit.
Cut off my phones. I mean, I was in the street. I remember I packed my stuff. I called one of my friends and I was like, "Can I come stay in your couch? Give me just 30 days to get one paycheck in, right?" So I went and I stayed at my friend's couch. He was actually a guy, and he used to do illegal stuff.
Yeah.
And I could have been caught up, you know, they could have rented his apartment,
jammed
but
up,
I had nowhere else to go. You know what I mean? And I remember when I was packing my stuff, it started pouring rain, and I was just like I was in the side of the road with my suitcase because I couldn't take all my shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I could only take one suitcase, and I was in the side of the road and it was pouring, and I was like, damn, like I really hit rock bottom. I don't got a phone. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have a car. I'm about to go into this guy's house, and I'm really like taking a chance on myself.
Like, and I want y'all to take note on this because, like, you know, a lot of people might look at you, check out your gram, see these photos, see where you're at now. It might, you know, they don't understand where you come from, you know, what you've gone through to do those things. And I think that's what, you know, the world has come to, that, you know, you see, you know, the highlight reel and things like that, but you don't understand like what it's taken to get there, you know what I mean?
100%. And I feel like, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of girls that, you know, we look the same and we take the same pictures and this and that, but I feel like for me, what makes me different, I mean, it's the reason why I'm here, you know, because he could have got any girl that looks good in the gram or whatever, but he knows like who I am. You know, a lot of people just respect me, like people that know my story or have been watching me for a long time. Like they've been seeing me grind. Like I didn't start it in the bottom and I didn't build all the way up. And I think that for me, what makes me different is like people really just respect me. Yeah. And not only like as how much work I've put in, but like how I am as a human being, you know?
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
I'm like super humble because I just, you know, I don't even understand how people get to a certain point of success and forget.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's like the more money, I remember like Birdman told me, when you get money, it's gonna make you more of who you are. And for me, it's just humbled me. Like the more money I get, it's like the more humble I have became. Like, but it's not like that for everybody.
Yeah,
you know?
I've heard that like money just kind of like exaggerates who you actually were 100%. To begin with, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you know, obviously deep down inside, you've always been genuine, and it's just exaggerated that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you know, you know, obviously you've heard like you're a product of your environment. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, you are who you came from, you know, the people you've been around. So, you know, you've obviously worked hard to get to where you're at, and you deserve it, you know, and we're happy to see you where you're at.
Thank you. I mean, you know, sure. I think that I tell my parents all the time, I'm grateful that I was raised the right way, you know, because those morals and the values and the principles that I have, like, they really have made me who I am today.
There it
In
is.
a way, like your father doing that made you stronger.
100%.
You know, it might have seemed rough and hard as hell through when you were going through what you were going through, but looking back, you're probably like, shit.
No, for sure. Like I said, now I've reached a level of peacefulness, you know, because I've just, you know, everything that I wanted to accomplish, I have accomplished and more. You know, things that I never even thought. You think I thought about I was going to be in a movie? You know what I mean? Like, I have reached so much more, and now it's like I'm grateful for everything. Like I don't even take L's anymore because I don't consider them L's. Like I consider them redirections. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there it is.
So when you get to that point,
next chapter.
Yeah,
that's it.
Okay, this guy played me. Guess what? I'm glad that he played me because you know he was probably gonna. It was probably gonna be something worse going on.
Better
you know?
learn now than later.
And I see life like that,
yeah.
right? So when you didn't reach that point in your life, it becomes very peaceful. Like I'm peaceful now, but
it's outlook. You know what I mean? It's you know what? It's the manifestation. It's the outlook on life. You got to take everything as it comes. You know what I mean? It's just be ready for that next chapter in your life.
But it does take a lot of suffering.
For sure.
So I will say, like, I have suffered a lot. And now I see the big picture and it's cool and it looks good and I feel good. But in the process of me being young and spending Christmas by myself because my family won't fuck with me, and I'm not even doing nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm
just
not
trying to chase your dreams.
I'm just, you know what I mean? I'm not at the strip club taking my clothes off, or you know, like I'm not even in the industry like being a hoe. Like I'm literally doing everything the right way, and yet I'm just here by myself. You know, so it was rough for me. Like, and I've had to like to become this person. I've had to go through therapy, and I've had to figure out ways to get me here because this shit's not easy.
Facts.
You don't get to this point just unless you're Kim Kardashian. You know what I mean? Unless you take that route. But, you know, somebody like me, like, no, I've been through severe trials and tribulations.
So I know we talked about, like, you know, some of your hardships and things like that. But I'm sure you've had some people in your life that have also, you know, been supportive. You know what I mean? So maybe you want to shout out some of those people.
For sure.
Wow, those people have been
helped you get through whatever situation.
Bringing you down, like, you know. So some of those people who have been lifting you up as well, you know what I mean?
No, for sure. I mean, to be honest, I have found very good people in the industry. And, you know, people like, you know, P, the owner of QC, he's been a friend of mine for years. And he's always been a very reliable person in my life. Kevin Gates, he has definitely put me like in the right path. I mean, even Young Thug, like, you know, for him to always go that hard for me, he didn't have to do that.
Right.
He could have gotten any stylist in the world. And the fact that he always picked me and he always wanted to see me like blow up.
Yeah.
Like he really believed in me. So, you know, even like my best friend, Janelle Brown, everybody knows that's my best friend. She has been with me through hell and back. Literally, I had nothing when I had everything. Like, so, you know, now it's like at this point in my life, I keep my circle so small, and I really fuck with who fuck with me. Like,
and I think that's kind of what I wanted to like bring out of this conversation because we were talking about so much like bring me down, who's bring me down, bring me down.
For
but
sure.
like at the end of the day, like in life is who brings you up. You know what I mean? Who supports you, who brings you up. You know, the people that like, you know, want to see you do better. You know what I mean? The people that you reach out to when you might be, you know, at your lowest, things like that. You know what I mean? Those are the people that are most important in life. You know what I mean?
100%.
And
that's the people that get all my time now, to be honest with you. Like,
blessings.
And
reciprocate
even like
that energy.
Yeah, for sure. And even like now, like, you know, everybody's like, you're always doing charity. Like, I'm so big in charity. Like, you see me probably weekly in the streets feeding the homeless. Like, any chance that I get to help somebody, like, I mean, I take this shit far. I be at Starbucks and I'll go pay for the 5 cars behind me for their coffees. And it's not even about, it's just putting the energy out there. You know what I mean? Like making somebody else feel good. And every day I make sure that I do that shit for somebody. Like, I don't care which way it is. Like, I just do it for somebody. Like, even like for you, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, I'm building my you know, my portfolio up. I want you to be my guest. Cool. Like, I want to do it.
Let's get it.
I just want to let y'all know Jojo went through a lot to be here tonight.
Hell yeah, I did.
We went through the fucking ringer, yo.
She went through a lot to be here tonight, and we thank her. She showed a lot of love tonight.
Of course.
She took a trip with us through trials and tribulations, and
we had a whole podcast conversation on the way here. Like,
we had a whole podcast in the car.
We said it like 3 times. You know what I mean? Hey, it is what it is. But you know what? Your persistence definitely shows, and we appreciate you for that. And you know what? I think that maybe you just like paying it forward. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people have paid it forward to you. You know, showing you a lot of love throughout your career and things like that. And you know, we appreciate you for showing that love back to us, for sure.
No, and I get that. I mean, think about it. I get love shown every day. I get opportunities left and right. You know what I mean? Still till today. I mean, yeah, I'm at a certain level of success, but I mean, I can always go, you know, bigger and higher and expanding. You know what I mean? And I still need help. Like, I'm not perfect. Yeah, sure. You know, I'm good now, but you know, I'm still like, you know, not where I can be.
Exactly. Listen, you are who you surround yourself with.
For sure.
You know what I mean? We all are here for the same goal. You know what I mean? To make myself and everybody around me better.
Yeah.
And you know, we met JoJo, you know, and she, you know, I think we all like vibed on the same energy. I think we had a conversation about that, you know, a lot of like interactions all about energy and things like that. And, you know, it was just a good time. So,
for sure.
You know,
all right, you know what? Get off her dick. All right.
Oh, stop it! Don't.
I gotta ask the serious
She's
questions.
She's our first guest. I gotta be on that shit.
You gotta be nice.
Listen,
I gotta ask the tough topic questions. I gotta ask the hard-hitting questions.
Let's get heated.
Everybody out there that knows that you're a celebrity stylist for Young Thug, I gotta ask the question.
Let's go.
For the album cover, did you put him in the dress?
Yes.
Talk on it. Listen, that shit broke the internet.
Here's the thing, right, with Thug. So, this is how Thug Style came about, right? The creation of Thug Style. When I pulled up on Thug the first couple times, I would pull up with all these clothes, and Thug would be like, I don't want to wear that shit. I want to wear what you're wearing. And, you know, I used to get fly. So, he used to take my jacket and put it in, and he used to take my hairband and put it in his foot and this and that. And I was like, okay, so that's what we doing? Like, we about to make some shit up? He was like, yeah, like, I want my shit tight as hell. I want them to fit like leggings. So after, like, the second time that I saw them, I was like, say no more. Let's go crazy.
Okay.
I started going
Turn it all the way up.
I mean, if we go through all his videos, I mean, his videos have jackets from costume stores, from Halloween stores. I done went to bathing suit stores and put cover-ups over his clothes, like women cover-ups over his outfits. Like, I mean, I started going crazy because I had a mannequin and he was down for whatever. So I remember everybody, like, I used to get blackmailed about that stuff. Like, how dare you put him in that and this, and at the end of the day, I started watching other people in the industry start doing it. You know, I started seeing other guys wearing tight ass jeans and this and that, and before Thug, nobody was doing that. You know what I mean? So yeah, a lot of people are like, how dare you? Why did you do it? This and that. But I mean, we created a whole trend. Like, designers nowadays make skinny jeans. They wasn't doing that before for men.
No, that shit was big and baggy back then.
Yeah, and I feel like for me, that's what made me blow up.
Yeah.
You know, like, just being like the creative behind all that.
Going against the grain.
Yeah, for sure. I remember, this is when I knew I made it, when Complex called me and they were like, we need an interview with you.
Hey.
I was like, with
Talk
me?
your
For
shit.
what? They was like, you're the Einstein of fashion. Like,
I
was like, that's when I was like, okay, like, damn, like, this is real. You know what I mean? Like, and then after that, when Love and Hip Hop contacted me and was like, we want you on TV, like, you're a huge influence in the hip hop industry.
Yeah.
I was like, I could chill a little bit now. Like, I didn't made it. And that's when, for me, I called my father. I didn't talk to my father.
How'd that conversation go?
It took me 2 years to get there.
Wow.
2 years of me being just, you know,
working your
on
ass
my
off
own.
to get there.
Man, what? I didn't even know what sleep was. That's when y'all told me, like, we're going to be up late. I'm like, I don't sleep. Like, I used to go a week without sleeping.
I think we're filming this at midnight right now, by the way. Through all the shit we done been through.
You have to be successful, you have to have that type of mentality. And when you're your own business and your own brand, you're working 24 hours a day. Like, I don't think about rest, this, that, because all the work that I put in is for myself.
For sure.
So for me, it was just kind of like 2 years of just straight work.
Fine.
But I remember when VH1 reached down at Complex and I just started blowing up, I was like, okay, you know, my work has paid off. Like,
I think if you didn't put him in some unique stuff like that, if you just put him in a Miris and whatever and the normal stuff, you wouldn't have gotten that call. You know what I mean? You would have just been another stylist You would have just been another, the shirt on the wall.
You'd have been a personal shopper.
Exactly,
Right,
a personal shopper.
right.
But since you did something so out the box, and you know what? That's kind of what like the world has gone to. Like, people love, eccentric things, entertaining things, something that's like a little bit crossing the line, you know what I mean? So it's, commend you for that, for taking, having the balls, as metaphor, as a woman, to do something so out the box, and you really running with that with such a mainstream artist that, and it stuck, you know what I mean? And
no, for
shout
sure.
out to Young Thug too for accepting that and allowing you to do that.
Because at that time, I feel like it was all about, like, you remember like when the Givenchy Rottweiler tees were like going crazy, like
of
around
course,
that time.
The world was in the complete opposite space, and a lot of people used to be like, "Oh, Thug is gay. Oh, you this, you that." Like, we got at first, when something is different, everybody doesn't accept it. You know what I mean? So at first, it was tough for us, like, but now it's just kind of like, I'm really grateful also for Young Thug. Like, till today, I have 100% loyalty to Young Thug because, he's a big part of my story. Like, I wouldn't, 100%. He gave me that chance. And that's why, like, I always want to be that person to somebody. Like, because somebody gave that to me. And I knew, like, he changed my life. You know what I mean? And I'm grateful. And it's not even a money thing. But the fact that I can wake up every day and do what I love, like, it's priceless. You know what I mean? Like, it ain't like I'm happy. Like, a lot of people go through motions and they work or they do something because they think it's gonna make them money or whatever. But when you do something for you, you know what I mean? It's like,
there's more than money that gives you satisfaction.
Money doesn't satisfy me no more.
Exactly.
Like, y'all was talking about my Maybach when I bought my Maybach a couple months ago. It's crazy. I got in my Maybach. I'm driving and this really good friend of mine, he's a famous football player. He calls me, he was like, "Joe, congrats, that's such a big deal. Like, you bought your own Maybach on your own, like, you should be happy. Like, are you happy? How are you feeling?" And I was like, you know what's so fucking crazy? I feel the same. I'm thinking, I'm gonna get this Maybach, I'm gonna get this, and I've been peeping that, like, every Birkin I get, or every house I get, or I'm thinking, it's gonna do something.
Satisfying.
We talked about this last week. I was telling him that, like, if you notice, the value of when you want something is like way up here, and then when you finally get it, it's just like right back. You know what I mean? Or it's just you're on to the next thing.
Value in the wrong stuff.
I think that value in materialistic stuff.
100%.
So tell us, Jojo, what drives you?
So now that I done peeped, because we all work on ourselves. Like, I mean, I'm 30, you know what I mean? So I'm working on myself. I'm getting to know myself. And I've been peeping that another Birkin is not making me happy. A Maybach is not making me happy. So now I don't really strive for that shit. You know what I mean? Like, my goal in life is not to go get me the next car, the next bag, or this and that. Like, I have everything I can think of. Yeah. So now it's like, my purpose is just different. You know what I mean? Like, I get money to do different stuff, like travel more.
I was gonna say traveling.
Yeah.
When you get to this point, it's like, I want to help, like, the people that held me down, like Young Thug. You know what I mean? Like, I called his sister last week. What does Thug need? Whatever he needs, like, I need to make sure that he's okay.
And need some commissary.
I know.
He needs some commissary right now.
But Thug took care of a lot of people. He
for sure.
I'm sure.
And they took me in as a family. So till today, I talk to his whole family, and
Blessings.
100%. And for me, it's like that type of stuff, experiencing, meeting new people, meeting new cultures, like. That's where I want to spend my money on. What the hell is a bag gonna do for me?
Yeah.
Show it off in the gram. At the end of the day, what am I attracting in the gram? I'm glad that I'm goals to everybody out there because I have all these Birkins and all this shit. But I mean, I'm not attracting the right stuff. I don't want to attract people because of what I have.
Right. No,
so
who you are.
You know what I saw? I didn't even like comment on her shit, but there was this girl, and I saw like her little avatar. And I follow her, like, normal girl. And I seen on her avatar, it's you, But you can't tell. Let me hold on. Let me finish. It's you, but it's not like a close up of you. It's you in the closet, like the infamous picture, like with all the bags and shit in the background. Yeah. And I was like,
the infamous picture.
I was like going through, and I'm like, wait, what? And I'm like, that ain't you. But I didn't even feel like airing it. But I was just like, I just kept going. But I'm like, that's nuts, yo. Like,
I mean, it's so bad to the point. I'm gonna tell you, like, to me, it started becoming evil, and I've begun to see this, like, I'm like, is this a curse? Like, did I just want all this shit so bad that it became a curse? Because, like, now, what I've noticed is I've had to cut off, like, friends that I've had for years because, you know, envy, jealousy, you know, like, they just want to be like me. They want to look like me. Like, they to the point that you want to date the guy that I'm dating. You know what I mean? Like, it becomes evil. Like, this space becomes evil. And even like the guys that I date, they come around me and they want to make sure they post that they're dating me, or post or take pictures and brag that they're with me. And it's like, I peep all that shit, you know, and I'm just kind of like, this ain't it.
That ain't it, yeah.
They say the top is lonely, you know what
It's
I mean?
very lonely. Like, for the most part, I do everything by myself. Yeah. And it sucks because don't nobody want to be by themselves. Everybody's like, Jojo, you so introverted and this and that. And it's not that I'm introverted. I'm extroverted around the right energy and the right people. Yeah. But you have to be this way.
For sure.
You have to be this way because we live in a world where it's like money and all this shit
it's
that I have is
else.
glorified. You know what I mean? A lot of people glorify me for that.
And nowadays, people's, you know, intentions might not be as good as you want them to be.
No. You gotta definitely keep your guard up, especially like if you meet new people or anything like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. That shit. That's why I was surprised. I mean, obviously, all of our energies were intertwined. Everybody seems cool, but even like taking the leap of faith and being like, all right, cool, yeah, I fuck with y'all. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just trust any and everybody nowadays.
No, but I'm very good.
Like sensing it out.
Yeah, trust me. I like I said, I've been through a lot, so I have been screwed over. I mean, a million times. I've been screwed over by big names, little names. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how you really learn. And now I'm pretty good at telling. You know what I mean?
I'm taking that clout right now. It's successful failures. We got JoJo. She fuck with us. Fuck this shit. Yo.
No, when I met y'all was good energy. You know? And if I didn't feel the energy, I wouldn't be here right now.
I'm taking all of it. I'm taking that clout.
You're crazy.
I'm taking all that clout right now.
You're a fucking clout demon. What the fuck? I'm taking it all. Give me the clout.
I'm taking it all.
But you know what's crazy? It's a lot of people that think like that. And like, I be around that a lot, especially like ever since I got on TV and I got on Love and Hip Hop and all that stuff. I started coming across some whole different shit, right? I'm coming across people that will do anything to be in the screen, anything for some extra time on air, you know?
This
like
is our first guest, so excuse me for being extra.
No.
But I'm Mr. Extra on the podcast. You might have.
I got it by now. I got
you might have.
It's pretty telling.
Yeah,
like I'm Mr. Extra in the podcast, so I just gotta be a little extra with you.
No, for sure.
You know,
I'm just taking that and running with it.
Hell yeah, run with that shit.
Like, people in the industry
don't take advantage.
They take advantage. They're obsessed with it. They use it to, you know, a lot of people use it to be popular, to fuck with certain guys, this and that. I wish I was like that.
Yeah.
I wish, like, honestly, like, every day when I deal with the shit that I deal with people, I'm like, damn, I wish I was just a superficial, you know what I mean, like, clout-based ass person.
Yeah.
Like, life would be so much easier, to be honest.
It's funny because, like, I never really, like, talk about my past type shit on the podcast with, like, Pretty Ricky and shit, you know, because me and my brother, we used to be in, like, a group. We were signed to the boys. We used to, like, rap in the boys, and, like, you know, we toured and stuff like that, and, like, you know, but back then it was, like, different, you know what I mean? Like, that was, like, 08, 09 when they finally, like, popped off and stuff.
Yeah,
it wasn't, like, Instagram wasn't popping, you know, there wasn't no Snapchat, there wasn't all those kinds of things, you know what I mean? So, like, it's a totally different world nowadays, but, like, you know, I've been in that life. I've been in that, like, reality and in that scene in that era, you know, and you know, to see kind of like where it's gotten now,
where it's
and it's
the
like,
direction, it's
just like way more off of just like you know, who you know and who you fuck with and like all that stuff and like the pictures you post and stuff. It's like it's so like deterring.
It's very superficial.
It's real deterring for me because it's like, you know, these people on Instagram and stuff, like really nobody's in real life. You know what I mean? Like there's so many people who have millions of followers who in real life are just fucking, you know,
no substance.
I didn't even want to say like losers. You know what I mean? Like,
but it
really ain't got no fucking charisma.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about real charisma. Like real charisma, where you could walk into a fucking room and own a room. Yeah. Like own a room. Like talk to anybody you know, like me. Anybody you meet, like just be able to own that room.
Well, that's
like,
what a real celebrity used to be back in the day.
That's what I'm saying.
Back in the day.
A celebrity used to be able to own a room.
You can even see that in movies. Like the actors are not the same now than what they used to be. Yeah. Like before we had the good ass actors. Now it's like anybody can do a movie. You see influencers in movies. I mean, shit. I was
like Michael B. Jordan.
No, he was. I'm sorry.
That would be saying like 4 words in the movies, and he's on every movie. No, I fuck with him. I'm just saying like back in the day, like an actor like Denzel Washington, like you said, would come in the room, command the screen, everybody's eyes on him. Words, like every word he said out of his mouth, like meant something, was impactful. Nowadays, like they make movies like Creed, where like Michael B. Jordan is like silent for half of the movie, and it's a box office smash.
This place called Tubi.
Oh, don't even play with me. Tubi is wild.
I just be seeing like, you know, a lot of people can be in movies now. I mean, I just did a movie, but in my defense, it's for Jamie Foxx, and he's a very liable person, and I was actually a character in the movie, so I wasn't playing anybody.
You were a villain, weren't you?
No, I wasn't.
You play a good villain.
No, because I'm playing myself.
Okay, I'm just saying.
So they added Jojo to the script.
Maybe it's all black.
I always wear black. Everybody
I'm just saying the all black fits you. You can play a good villain.
Yeah, I look like a villain. The all black. Yeah, but it's just not the same. Yeah, it sucks.
It is what it is. We just gotta ride with it, and that's what we're doing today.
True.
And we're happy.
So let's get into the next phase then. After you were done, when did you stop, you know, styling celebrities?
I got in love in hip hop, and the reason I hated TV. I was always in the back of the screens. You know what I mean? I used to. I'm an introvert. I'm very shy. A lot of people don't know that, but I'm very shy. I am very introverted.
Can't tell.
You can't tell, huh?
Not one bit.
But I am. I'm actually extremely shy, and I didn't want to be on camera. So what I did want was, I was styling everybody in the game at that point. You know what I mean? Rappers. I mean, I had a waiting list. Athletes, like movie stars. Like I was doing everybody, and I was like, okay, how can I take this to another level? Yeah. Because there's only one of me. And I remember I had no life. I never partied. I never dated. Like I was literally strictly work because it was just one of me. Yeah. And I was in a plane every day styling different people. So I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sign that contract with Love and Hip Hop, and I'm going to open up a clothing store. Nice. So that I have employees, so that I physically pick everything that's in the store. So whenever somebody needs something, I you know, they can pull up, they can get
create your own brand.
I create my own shit, right?
And that was in Miami?
Yeah, it was in Miami.
Oh, Love and Hip Hop Miami.
So I was like, what better way to do it than on TV? So I was like, all right, I'm gonna take it, I'm thug it out, and I'm just get on TV. I got on TV, and my whole storyline, the whole show was my store and my business, my clients. I had T-Pain come on the show, Brandon Marshall. Like I always, every season, Alvin Kamara came in also last season. Yeah, I always had my clients pulling up on me, showing love on the show, and I opened up my store. I opened up 2 stores. I didn't even know that was going to happen, but I actually ended up opening up 2 stores in Love and Hip Hop. And I got through filming just drinking. Like I was very shy. Like I wasn't good on camera. Like I had to get very drunk to even feel comfortable having 100 cameras look at me. Think about it.
It's awkward.
My whole life, like I was always in the back. Like I would never had to do none of that. So for me, it was rough. Like I had to drink a lot. It was very unhealthy. Until I ended up getting used to it. Now I do it like, you know, in my sleep because, you know, I've mastered it. But that's the reason why I got on it. And that's when my parents reached out to me again, and they were like, okay, like you were serious. Yeah, they were like, you were serious. Yeah. So they came back around. They got on the show as well. I brought them on the show, and after that, I did 4 to 5 years of that. I felt very burnt out. I moved out of Miami. I was done. I think the love and hip hop stuff, the drama, just the environment. I was contracted for 5, but I did 4.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
This is a lot.
And my parents got divorced in the show.
So it's like all transpires on TV.
Man, my whole life.
Your whole life is on blast.
I couldn't get my parents to film together. They had to follow the whole divorce. I mean, my businesses, my clients, like, for me, it was very real, you know? Yeah. But I think that's why I was a favorite, because I always got on TV and I was just myself. Real. I was just real with everything.
People want to see real.
People want to see real. So I think that's why I became like a favorite, you know? And it was never about who I was dating or who I was going to fuck with to get on the show. It was always just like me, like genuine, my work, like my family. Like, I wasn't even on that. So I think a lot of people just really respected me for it. But like I said, I was just so burnt out. I wanted nothing to do with TV. And I packed my stuff. I closed my stores. Like, I think I was at a breaking point in my life.
Yeah.
Like, where I was just, like, miserable.
That's got to be a lot. Like, I even picture it, like, how weird and awkward it might be. Like, if you guys are filming at, like, a restaurant and there's, like, cameras on you. And, like, people might just be like, who's this? Like, what's going on? Like, that's got to be weird, you know what I mean?
A lot of negativity.
It's just not natural.
You know what I mean? Everything that you bring on the show... I'm not gonna say everything is negativity, because
I was gonna say, like, you seem like
just the environment.
So
the environment is very tough, because like I said, you're around people that are willing to do anything
for the
content. To show out
for the camera,
create drama. Like I was so new to it and so naive that I just didn't understand it. You know what I mean? Because I'm such a genuine person. So you know, a lot of shit on TV played out that when I would see it, it got to a point that I stopped watching it. I stopped watching Love and Hip Hop. I used to film it, and I was like, I wouldn't let nobody around me play that shit, because it used to fuck with me mentally so much, you know? So after I finished my contract, I was like, I'm done. I got burnt out. I threw everything away. I was like, I'm closing the stores. COVID happened. It's crazy how it happened when COVID happened. So I closed the stores up. I finished my contract, and I was like, you know what? I'm getting the hell out of Miami. Like, I want to start over. I want somewhere that is less superficial.
Right.
Miami just gave me the vibe that is all about about that, and I was just sick of this. You know what I mean?
The capital of that.
It's the capital of it. And for me, I was just like, I wanted to go a different path, and I was like, I'm changing my life. So I decided to go to Texas. I was like, I'm gonna go to Houston. It's more chill, and I'm gonna just figure it out. I prayed about it. Let me tell you how crazy life is. And it's crazy because, I mean, I feel like God watches heavily over me, because, I mean, I've always put God first before anything. But everything that I do it with the best intention. You know? So I feel like that is what gives me my blessings. So when I moved to Houston, I had no plan. Again, I was like, I just know that I want something good. I want something positive, something with more substance. I can't keep living that superficial ass life.
It gets old.
It gets old. Like, I did that, I'm done with it, right? So I moved over there. I buy a house, and the house was super old. So I was like, man, you know me, I have a vision for this shit. So I'm like, I'm about to gut this out. I went to Home Depot, got some Mexican boys. I was like, come on, y'all, help me. Just like that. I pulled up at Home Depot. I was like, who does construction? All right, bet. I need y'all over here. I bought an old ass house. Y'all help me.
Jojo Mexican, by the way.
I'm Mexican, by the way.
She Mexican, by the way.
Yeah. I pulled up at Home Depot, got some people to help me, and I put it on Instagram. I was like, fuck it, let me just put some content. So I started showing on Instagram, this is the before, the process, the after. I went crazy with it. So everybody's like, hold up, you an interior decorator? I was like, no, but shit, I can be. You know what I mean? Same with the styling. I could learn and I could make the shit happen. So one of my homeboys, he's like, do my house then. He's a Kansas. He plays for Kansas. He's a football player. He was like, shit, I just bought a big ass mansion. Here are the keys. Go ahead.
Go crazy with it.
Go crazy with it. So I was like, all right, fuck it. Still not a business, right? I'm just like, let me do it. I posted it. Viral. I mean, his shoe room
movie.
Yeah, his shoe room was a movie. He has like over 500.
Oh, I think I remember. Yeah, I remember this when you posted. Yeah.
So I went crazy. I mean, after that, it's history.
Yeah.
I opened up a company. You know what I mean?
Of interior design.
Wow. Yeah. So after that, I opened up the company. And I've been designing houses for all the athletes, rappers.
Wow.
I mean, everybody you can think of. Like, I just been running with it. And in the midst of that, I started flipping stuff, you know, because I'm like, okay, I have a team of people that can fix stuff. So that's where my real estate investments come from, you know. I learned how to flip. So I'd be flipping cribs, and then my Airbnbs, I bought older homes, and I made them a movie. And you know what I mean? They make a lot of money because they have pools and they look like movies. So, you know, they're very successful in their mind. So a lot of people come to Houston, they're like, where's JoJo's cribs? You know what I mean?
So when are we getting that? So hold up. You did the Love and Hip Hop. You did the Love and Hip Hop. When are we getting the HGTV demo day with JoJo?
For real.
That'd be popping, yo.
And
imagine
you know
get that
crazy?
shit.
Ever since I started doing this, I've kind of I stopped going to the awards. So back in the day, I used to do everything. I used to go to every award, every red carpet, every interview. Like I was cloud. I was outside clouding. You know what I mean?
To be, though, when you're getting started.
When you coming up, right?
Clouding about.
Show face. Show face.
Right. So I was doing all that. And when I got to Houston, I was like, man, I could make money doing this other stuff.
On some chill shit.
Under and I don't have to worry about nothing. You know what I mean? Strictly chill shit. So I started doing all that, and a lot of people started watching. That's how y'all watching. Everybody watching. So people talking about Netflix and BET, and you know, a lot of people like haven't loving hip hop. You know, everybody's been contacting me like, we want to put what you're doing on TV. Like the interior decor since COVID has been like a huge success on TV. There's all these interior decorating shows.
People spend most of their time since COVID. They were in their house, so they got interested in things. Think about it. You're stuck in your house. You want to make your house, you know, as nice as you can. You're going to be in there, stuck in there for a while. So you start thinking of like interior decorating, moving shit around in the house.
So now apparently the interior decorating shows are the number ones on TV. So now,
how recently have you been doing that stuff in
well, I've been in Houston. It's about to be 2 years now. So I've been doing this now for 2 years. So I've been on the low for 2 years. Like been in Houston, working on myself too. You know, I feel like I went through a lot. You know, my story, you know, like my parents like kind of abandoned me. The industry wasn't easy for me to deal with. You know, it's a tough industry to just be by yourself as a woman.
For sure.
And then TV was extremely tough, you know, just dealing with social media, the haters. So these 2 years I've been, you know, just very focused on my health. You know, I got very into my health. I like, if you follow me, you know that I'm like always in the gym, always, you know, I turned vegan. You know,
shout out to vegans.
Yes, I turned
vegan. You better than me.
Which changed my life completely. And you know, I just started doing a lot of therapy, you know, different types of therapies. You know, so I started just really doing a lot of stuff for myself. And before, you know, in my come up time, I didn't care about myself. You know, I just cared about the next bag, the next opportunity. And you have to be like that. You kind of have to be obsessed with your goal, you know?
For sure.
There's no other way.
You'll never reach it if you're not.
Sometimes you got the blinders on. You know what I mean? You ain't worried about yourself or your health or your nothing. You're just worried about getting your success.
That's the only way.
And then once you have that success, then you can kind of, you know, manipulate that and mold it like Play-Doh.
Start freeing up your time.
You want it to be.
100%. Like before, I didn't care when I ate, what I ate, if I worked out. Like I probably didn't work out for like 5 years. You know what I mean? Like I was just so obsessed with making it. But now I was like, okay, it's time to pour back into myself because JoJo's fucked up. Mentally, I mean, think about it. I moved to Texas and I said, fuck everything. Y'all can keep everything.
The industry to do that to
Man, what? So I was like, so when I got over there, I started pouring into myself. And I started, you know, like I said, eating super healthy, just... And everything has been flourishing, and I think in a different way because, like I said, you know, I've been attracting all the networks. You know what I mean? Everybody wanted to work with me. Like, I mean, I just filmed a movie. You know what I mean? Like for Jamie Foxx, like that is a big deal.
For
you know? So I have still been attracting. I think just me doing my own thing. You know, people fuck with it. So now I'm in a space to where it's like, damn. You know, do I take all this positive? All this work that I've been putting in myself, like, because I became very positive, you know what I mean? And everything that I do is like, I always try to help other people, you know, influence other people. And it's like, do I take all of this and put it on TV and try to be a light? Or do I just continue doing my own thing? And, you know, whoever fuck with me or follow me, you know, just gets the jewels. Like, you know, I don't know if I'm ready to put myself in that space. I don't know. I feel like I'm more mature, and I feel like maybe this time around it would be different, you know, than before when I was younger and I was super naive and I didn't know what I was doing. But that's just kind of like where I'm at now. You know, I'm in Texas. Like, I have so much going on for myself in this industry. I stopped styling because the amount of money that I make off of doing
versus
somebody's house, an athlete's house, or you know, a rapper's house,
stomps on that.
Think about it, one outfit. You know what I mean? And a lot of people do hit me up, like, you know.
Okay, so you have taken a pause on the fashion industry.
Yeah, she's moved on to that.
And you are more interested in interior designing?
Yeah.
So what do you focus on now most of all? Interior designing?
Interior
Is that
designing, yeah. Interior designing.
Wow.
It's kind of like, it's just been a passion of mine. Like I said.
Same clients?
More athletes.
Okay.
I think I've get more athletes than rappers and stuff, but I get a little bit of everything, you know, and I'll take some regular clients sometimes too.
Yeah.
You know, I focus on bigger projects. Yeah.
Nice.
And also, like, think about it. You were into fashion, and now you moved on to houses, but you're kind of staying in that realm because you have an eye for fashion, so you have an eye for what something should look up. So you're dressing up a house the same way you dress up a mannequin person, and it kind of is synonymous with each other.
I think that's why when people ask me, like, it's so crazy, because people will be like, you know, people that don't know who I am, they'll be like, I'll be in the plane, and somebody next to me will be like, so what do you do for a living? I'm like,
A bunch of shit.
I don't even know how to respond. You know what I mean? At this point, I don't even know what my title is. Like, I don't have one. Like, because also, I don't turn down opportunities.
Yeah,
you know, like when the movie came, I was scared for my life. I was like, I'm not doing no damn movie. Like, I have to memorize the script. My scene, I'm with Neo, Terrence J, Redman. Like, these people have so much experience, and y'all expect me to just. They gave me the script the night before.
And you got to catch up to them.
I'm like, what? You know how scared I was? I didn't go to sleep. I didn't sleep because it's like, you know, like, but I was like, am I going to say no? Are you going to say no?
Nah, you got to just jump on it.
I'm not saying no.
You're an entrepreneur on the fly.
We're going to figure it out.
On the fly.
Yeah, I was like, guess what? We're going to figure this shit out one way or another. And I pulled up and I did it.
You know what? And that, you know what? We commend you for that. Listen.
Thank you.
Fuck that shit, man. You know what? When you can, like, adapt and mold into your environment, whatever's thrown to you, whether it's interior designing or fashion or acting or whatever, you have so many, you know, spider webs in the industry right now.
For sure.
And you know what? You're a great candidate for us right now. And that's awesome.
Thank you.
I still think you need the HGTV show. I think that'll be fly. It'll be a different perspective. And people watch the shit out of those shows. Them home improvement shows. My girl, let me tell you something.
I can see you on that. I can see you on that.
You see me on that? With a little twist because, like...
You gotta throw the sauce in it.
I think, right, with a little twist because of my clients, you know, like, I was really trying to bring, like, an MTV Cribs kind of bag. Type
with like a celebrity.
Right, because think about my clients and their houses, you know what I mean?
Like
those
not just like
not
just like some boring show where they're like, oh, we're gonna take these studs and this drywall and move it into the bedroom.
Interior designing for celebrities.
I mean, because my
because they got that interior designer with like the tats, the guy. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't watch TV anymore. I didn't get to the point where I don't even watch TV.
Interior designer for some celebrities.
Let me tell you something about. Let me tell you something about those HGTV shows.
It's it for me, y'all.
They watch the shit out of that.
50%.
Listen, my girl, bro, she watches the shit out of that. Like at night, it's to the point where she'll be sleeping and then she'll wake up and be like, babe, put on HGTV. I'm like, you're sleeping. She's like, I know, it just kind of helps me sleep. I'm like, this is fucking nuts. Like, so imagine like how many people just watch the shit out of those shows for like comfort. Like, it's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
No, I think that would be dope. And I've considered it. I think that I also, what I'm lacking right now is like, I'm so comfortable. And I haven't been comfortable in a very long time. Probably since I was like fucking 16 years old. You know what I mean? And it's like now everything is just so peaceful and it's so comfortable. And I'm like, do I want to go back to that?
Make it chaotic again, yeah.
Enjoy it. Enjoy it while you can.
But a part of me is just kind of like...
Life is a roller coaster.
Right, a part of me is also like, I've been noticing like everything is just so good right now that it's getting a little boring. Like I'm waking up and doing the same stuff over and over again. Like I feel like, you know, I'm highly considering getting back on TV. I never thought I would say this, but I might by next year be back on TV and just be like, fuck it, let's run it up again.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, tell us where you see yourself, going in the next year or so. So you want to do more acting and reality shows?
No, I don't like acting.
More podcasts.
More be yourself on camera.
More podcasts on successful failures.
Yeah, I love podcasts.
More JoJo.
I love doing a podcast. Yeah. I don't know if I would have my own podcast, but I would love, whenever y'all want me here, I'll pull up for sure and talk about shit.
We're going to hold you to that. Next time you come, we're just going to talk current events and just go crazy.
Yeah, we're going to talk about everything.
Crazy.
Right. I know today y'all want to know a little bit about my story, but
how does it affect, like, when you're on a reality show, or even if you're just, uber successful, like, bouncing around state to state because you got businesses in multiple locations. How does that affect, like, your dating life?
My dating life sucks.
That man said dating life.
No, it's real though. That's real though, because like,
a sensitive subject right now.
We got Dr. Phil on the fucking stage.
Hey, not too much on me. Not too much on me. It's a serious question though.
The whole world wants to know that, because a lot of people do ask me like, why are you single? Mm-hmm. I think that's something that I really have to work on, and the reason why I'm single and I have no kids is because throughout my journey, I never had time to even think about, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, because I was always in the mood. In motion, yeah. And I just felt like I was always stressed out because I was always working and I was always stressed out. Like, if I'm not with my guy, what is he going to be doing? So I never just got attached, like, didn't want to ever get too attached to anybody because my career came first.
Makes sense.
And then I also feel like if I'm not married, I'm not having any kids. Like, I have a lot of friends, and I think just from my environment that I see so many girls, like, by themselves, taking care of their kids, and the guy has moved on and has kids with somebody else. And
then gets married to that woman.
That's severe PTSD for me. Like, I am not built like that. Like, I grew up in a family. Like, I come from a Mexican background, and over there is like
stability.
Yeah, you get married and you have kids. Like, I don't believe in the whole I'm your baby mama.
Are your parents still together?
No, they're not. But they were together for 30 years.
For a while you grew up, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I know that's what I want. And I've reached a point, because I am 30, and I realized, like, okay, if I'm 35 and I'm not married, I won't have any kids. And it's cool. Like, it's just probably not for me. Just that piece with it.
Whatever God has in plan is what's in plan.
That's something that I've learned in my life. You have to go with the flow.
Yeah.
Like,
can't
sometimes
force nothing,
you can't force anything. You can't force connections.
You gonna find it. You gonna find it. You good energy. You good people. You gonna find it.
And you know what? I can have but here's the thing, y'all. I can have a boyfriend right now if I wanted to.
Obviously,
you know what I mean?
You could have 10 boyfriends right now if you wanted it.
Right, but I just want to make sure that is the right person.
Exactly.
For sure.
Especially where I'm at in life. Like, I'm not just dating anymore just to date. Like,
standards are high.
Yeah.
My standards are high. And it ain't, people think it's like, oh, JoJo probably needs the richest guy because she's rich. No, it's not that. But to find somebody, like, with my values and morals, it's tough.
It's rough.
And where I'm at with it, like, whoever I date, like, I'm ready to settle down. So, it makes it even tougher. But, I feel like when the right guy comes, I'm going to know.
Could you date him? Could you date? Hold on. Could you date a man that supports Joe Biden?
Wait, what the fuck?
Why would you bring him up?
Wait, what the fuck? What the fuck was that?
Why would you bring him up in this conversation?
What the fuck?
Sometimes you gotta throw a curveball, bro.
That's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be a tough pass, right?
It's gonna be tough.
It's gonna be tough. No, I only said it because I only asked it because she was like, "Yeah, free my dog, free Trump."
You know why? Because it would make me feel like you're ignorant.
Facts.
You're a little ignorant. If you're just saying go Biden, then you're ignorant as fuck if you don't see what the fuck is going on in our country right now. Shit.
Yeah, it is. Listen, y'all coming from JoJo, y'all better be supporting the other.
I'm just saying, cause you date a dude that's fucks with Biden. That's like technically like.
But you know what though?
Dating a soy boy.
You know what I've dated. You know what I've.
We're not gonna bring politics into this fucking conversation.
Before your podcast gets banned.
I was gonna say we just got banned.
It was just a theory. Yo, for the listeners, it was just a theory. I'm just trying to see if it happens every time.
At the end of the day,
I don't even. You know what's crazy? I don't even have a type.
No,
it is.
I don't have a type. I used to.
So you're saying anything goes, JoJo? Y'all want to come get it?
No,
That's OD.
no.
That's OD.
No, not like that.
But you better come correct.
I've just noticed that, you know, you just never know. Like I said, I just go with the flow. Like you don't know where you're gonna meet somebody. Like sometimes you thinking like this guy is so perfect that he ends up being the complete opposite. You know, because of how it looks on the outside. Yeah. So at this point, it's like I'm not even judgmental. You know what I mean? I don't judge anybody.
And I feel like it'd be dope to meet somebody that's like you didn't meet from, you know, social media or something, like just something that's more natural, like that you guys vibe off of energies like instantly. How that can happen with two people, you know. And you know, because on Instagram it's like and social media is all platforms, it's like so easy to kind of manipulate a situation, pretend who you're not, or act like, or I see maybe you post stuff and they just like fake it, like, yeah, I like that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to gauge.
This shit comes back to what we were talking about. You meet somebody, it's all about that energy. As soon as you meet somebody,
it's all about energy.
You can tell, man. You can feel
somebody's
shit,
and you know that's a problem too. It's a good and a bad thing, right? Because it's a bad thing because you feel everything. You know, it's hard for somebody to bullshit me. Like, because I see it, I feel it, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it is harder for me to fuck with somebody, you know, that if I was just like super naive and I didn't. But I feel like, you know, there's a reason why I'm like, I don't have a guy or I'm not married yet. You know, I feel like it's probably hasn't been my time. You know, maybe my time has been on what the hell I've been doing. You know, there's always a reason for everything. I really believe in that.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
So I feel like when that time comes for me, that's when it's supposed to come. Maybe because I've tried. You know, I've definitely tried to date. You know, I've tried to make situations like work and stuff like that. And it just hasn't been for me. So, you know, it's just probably not my time yet.
Yeah. You can't force nothing. And like the moment that you start to try to like teeter-tot on what the other person wants, like you gotta feel comfortable and, you know, be yourself and have somebody that matches that same energy, that same values, like you said, just so you guys can stay on that same wave.
No, for sure. And at the end of the day, I know I'm probably not the easiest person to date. You know, I'm going to need somebody that's secure because of how I look, my social media, my clients, for sure. You know what I mean? Yeah, like who I've dated, you know what I mean? Like it's going to have to be a very secure person. And, you know, I require a lot. And it's not about I require money or, you know, none of that shit. But I require honesty. I require loyalty, you know.
For sure.
And the type of values and stuff that I require, a lot of men don't want that. In my caliber. You know what I mean? A lot of men in my caliber, they are used to girls, you know, doing whatever. You know, letting them do whatever. Or they don't, if you give them some money, they're cool with that.
They're just,
you know?
They'll just deal with whatever.
They deal with whatever. And for me, it's a little different. So it's going to have to be a guy that is like, wants some real shit.
For sure. I get that.
Yeah. So hopefully, you know, y'all know somebody. Let me know.
If there's some real ones out there,
holla at me. Reach out.
We're gonna put the hand.
Don't be hitting them DMs.
For real.
Nah, fuck it. To slide in the DMs. She's wide open. Fuck it. Listen, but you better have your shit together.
Facts.
That's it,
I mean, I'm probably a little intimidating too. You know. I don't know.
I think this conversation made you human as fuck.
Yeah.
I think this conversation opened you up. You know what? You showed up. You showed out. It showed you good. You know what I mean? You're good. You're bad. Everything.
You can't gauge anything.
Human out there,
I'm human.
Man.
You know, a lot of people also see me and they're like, she probably dates all these guys, and a lot of people say I only date famous and rich guys and this. Listen, fuck all that.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm single right now. You know. I don't want to be single.
Love don't cost a thing, man. Listen, when it's real, it's real.
Right. I want something real. And I will stay single until something real comes.
And it's probably like, you don't need a guy that, you're already doing well. You don't need a dude that has money. You probably just want somebody that's doing his thing and can match your same aura. You know what I mean?
That's it. It's not that complicated.
It really ain't.
Yeah.
Yo, get y'all shit together out there, yo. Fuck going on out there? It's a wild world out there.
Yeah.
Y'all don't want me back in the
You know what it is too, bro? It's like I think a lot of people with social media and shit, they just feel, I mean, we've talked about it before, they just feel like they have so many options, you know what I mean? Just because, like, guys and girls, you know what I mean? Like, one guy comments on a girl's page and she might think her shit don't stink, you know? A guy gets a DM from a girl that says,
and it's the girls, too. You know, if you're a guy and you have something going on for yourself, I mean, the girls are willing to do whatever, you know what I mean? That's
and that'll boost your ego, and now you 100%. Think you got some shit that's greener on the other side, or you know,
because even in my past, the relationships that I've been in, you know, the girls know that you know my ex was with me, and they don't care.
Nah, they don't care. Shit.
Let me tell y'all,
showing out on the gram.
Yo, let me tell you something though. Some dudes are some weirdos too. Like they'll just want to hit the same girls you hit, just because they feel like, oh, he hit, I could probably hit that. Too. You know what I mean? It's like too. Weird, bro. Like there's people that are weird like that. So I can imagine it's the same thing girls do to guys.
100%. Yeah. It's just the dating pool has just gotten, you know, y'all lucky that y'all got somebody. But dating right now sucks. Social media is just tough, you know? It's tough.
It sounds broke as fuck. I don't know.
What were you going to say the whole time?
I heard about the in Houston that they're just like pouring out bottles in the club.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's a lot cheaper than out here, y'all. People ain't doing that in Miami because out here they charging like $2,000 a bottle. Out there it's like $200.
Yeah, I saw videos.
Okay.
I saw a video. They were literally just pouring it.
Because I saw motherfuckers in Houston just pouring out 1942 bottles.
How do they know? How do they know there's even real alcohol in there?
What the fuck? Okay.
So the prices,
the prices is different in Houston. Okay, I wanted to air that out. Hold on.
Inflation ain't hit Houston, yo. We gotta move to Houston, yo.
Facts.
That Miami life, they're not playing out here,
for
man.
Sure.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, I saw that video. They were literally just having a bottle competition against each other. They were
he
just
was like
pouring
looking
it
at
on
the other
floor.
guy.
Like, he was like,
it out. And it was like dude on dude. That's what I didn't get. It wasn't even for no like girls or nothing. It was like, my dick is bigger than your dick. Like,
just pouring
that's how it is. Yep.
How did they even know there was real 1942 in there? Like they could have been in the back pouring water in that shit, put a sparkler on it, run it.
Hey, listen! Shout out to those clubs making that goddamn money for, you know what I mean? Stupid motherfuckers like that just pouring out the bottles. Hey, listen,
trying to be cool.
It is what it is.
I can imagine like when you were on Love and Hip Hop too, you probably get offers all the time for club appeances and stuff like that.
Yeah, I do. I've done a lot, like a lot.
Do the club appearances get like exhausting quick though?
Not really. No. That's like that was like the least of my problems.
Yeah,
going to the club
easy.
and having some drinks and telling all my friends to pull up and getting paid. Like,
True,
that's probably the easiest
from that angle.
All of it.
Yeah, I haven't thought of it from that angle.
Yeah.
I just think about it from my perspective, like, because sometimes I'll be in a club. I mean, I haven't been in a club in a minute, but like when I would go to the clubs,
yeah,
I'm on I got a 10-month-old at the crib. I'm at Club Bed right now with DJ Pillow on the ones and snooze.
Right.
Dad jokes. But like I just remember when I would be in the club, it was like fun for like the first hour, and then like before you know it, everybody's just on their phone, like just like.
You hanging out with the wrong crowd.
I guess I was, but
we need to get you with the right crowd and have some fun. That's all it is.
Hey.
Me and Jojo might show you a good time.
All right, then fuck it. Hey,
that's what it sounds like.
Hey, you guys got to show me the light then, because I ain't see it.
For sure.
The last thing I did want to get into though is you talked about flipping the houses, but I know you said you have like Verbo listings and Airbnbs.
Correct.
What made you get into that avenue?
I never thought that I would. It was never even a thing, but I just remember when I was flipping the houses, my realtor was like, Jojo, this guy's trying to get rid of this house. Like, you should get it and you should fix it, and it's in the best location, and it has a pool, and she was like, just get it and rent it out. Like, my realtor told me that. I was like, I've never done that. Well, she was like, it's so easy. Just take pictures, like list it, make it super nice looking. So I was like, okay, cool. So I called my brother, who's like really good at computers, and I was like, my younger brother. I was like,
listing.
Dude, I have a job for you.
There it is.
So now my brother works with me because our business grew so much.
Family.
Right. And
yeah,
he's younger. He's still trying to figure out what he's doing. You know what I mean? He just got out of college. So I was like, bro, like, I'll pay you. Do this for me, right? Because I'm not good at computers. Like, I don't do that. So he ended up getting the listing. Cool. I was like, let's see what it do. If it doesn't do anything, I'll fix the house and I'll flip it, right? It was a total flip.
Yeah.
So we put that shit 30 days. It was booked 25 out of the 30 nights. $1,000 a night.
Damn.
I was like,
let's get it. Run it.
Yeah, so I'm telling
Where was that? What city was that?
It's in Houston. Everything is in Houston.
So you can manage it a lot easier.
The whole thing is in Houston, right? Down the street from my house. So I was like,
shit, that's
okay,
fire.
cool. So I tell my brother, shit, let me start promoting it on my Instagram. You know what I mean? I start promoting everybody that touched down in Houston. They're like, we want to go to your house. Get us your house. I mean, my house right now is booked up for like the next 5 months. Like,
that's crazy.
Right. Yeah. So then that's when I was like, I told my brother, I'm like, it's time for a new one. You know what I mean? And that's how I've been building that portfolio.
Nice.
But I've never had any interest in doing that. No knowledge on it. I've just been learning along the way. Yeah, like I've just learned, and I hired my brother, and we've been learning together. I mean, this whole thing is just a learning experience, you know. But I think I have mastered. My master is
YouTube.
Getting something.
YouTube.
No, YouTube has been my school. Yeah, it has schooled me through everything, and Google
for sure.
You know, but I think for me is like, I know how to, I have vision, you know what I mean? And when I see something, I know what I can turn it into. Yeah. Whatever it is. So, and we live in a world to where it's like, you can figure anything out. Like, at this day and age, if you're broke, that's on you.
Facts.
Exactly.
Like, real shit.
There's tons of different avenues.
It's on you. It's so many avenues. Like, you can figure this shit out on your own. It's just not going to come from the sky. Like, people want instant gratification. Everybody wants to get put on. You know what I mean? Like,
you got to see the end goal and not give up right away when it just doesn't work out.
Because I didn't have so many
month.
Employees that I'm like trying to teach them. You know what I mean? And they're lazy. They don't want to work. They don't want to give up going out on Friday night with their friends to work, to build, you know. So it's really like on you. But I get it, because it wouldn't make somebody like me so special. You know what I mean? The reason why I am the 1% is because I'm different.
Talk your shit, Jojo.
Sheep so the wolves can eat.
It's definitely true,
like
because
that.
we all have the same 24 hours. Like, I'm not luckier. You know, I started from zero. I mean, zero. I'm sure whoever starts being a stylist is going to start at least with a fucking roof over their head. You know what I mean? So for me, it's just kind of like, you just don't want it. I don't listen to people complain. You know what I mean? I ain't never complained once about any of my situations. Even today, shit, I had a fucked up day. But guess what? When you asked me how are you, I said I'm great. Yeah. Because even when you're not good, you are good. You know what I mean? So
count your blessings.
Yeah. So I think like the whole message of this whole thing is just kind of like, we're in control of our lives. Like every person, like, you literally make whatever you want out of your life. You want to eat bad, you're gonna be fat. You want to get up and work out, you're gonna look good. Like. Like, that's really just what it comes down to. Like, you want to be successful, you're going to have to put in a lot of fucking work. I mean,
you want to be successful, you're going to have to fail. You know, you could sit there and
successful failures.
Shameless plug. You could literally, like, you know, when bad shit happens to you, you could literally sit there and cry about it or complain, or you could be like, all right, this is the problem. What the fuck is the solution?
And you also have to understand that there's a blessing in every L. If you really go back to all the L's that you took, in the moment you're like, fuck, like this L, you know, you think about all the bad that it's causing, but at the end, every L that I ever took in my life was a blessing in disguise, right? So when you understand that, when you take the L's, like now, I mean, shit, we all take L's. I take L's every day. When I take the L's, I try to understand where the L is. You know what I mean? Like, I'm dating this guy, he played me, shit. I let him play me now that I just started dating him, that he played me when I'm pregnant. You know
Later
what I'm saying?
on,
like all my L's, like, I just look at them a different way.
It's funny because my favorite saying is, everything you're going through is only preparing you for what you asked for. So everything that you're going through is only preparing you for what you asked for.
And it's tough when you're going through it, you know?
If you don't understand it at that point. But then, you know what? Like, things will realign themselves, and then you'll look back and you'll be like, that's why that happened. That's why
I couldn't have got here if this didn't happen. Yeah.
That's why that opportunity didn't work out. Or that's why I got fired from that job. Or that's why that, you know, person, you know, did me wrong. You know what I mean? So I can open up that door closed. You know what I mean? And it's just, you know what?
It's all perspective.
It's all perspective. And as long as you keep that positive, and my 3 P's of life is positivity, persistence, and patience. As long as you keep those 3 P's, I feel like, you know, you could make good.
And patience is very important, because throughout my journey, I could have taken a lot of shortcuts.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like shortcuts. There's always shortcuts. You know, you could always take the good path or the bad path, and especially like in this industry, there's a lot of bad paths.
Yes.
You know, like you can either sleep with somebody or you can.
Yeah.
It's so. I mean, in life, you know what I mean. You can always pick the good and the bad, and I just always picked the good, and the good was always, you know, rougher, and it took me a lot longer to get there. But now I see that
It's more
even though it
genuine.
took me longer, it's
It was
forever
more worth it,
lasting.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's forever lasting. Like it wasn't a 1 year come up. You know what I mean? So I think that's important too. You have to have patience. Like nothing is built overnight. And when you try to do the quick fixes or the quick come ups and this and that, it doesn't last. It's not real. So you just have to have patience and understand that it's gonna happen when it's supposed to. Like me, when I'm supposed to be married and have kids, that's when it's gonna happen. It's just not my time, and I'm frustrated because, you know, I'm at a point where that's what I want, but it's not happening. So I just gotta be patient. You know what I mean? And that's it. Don't do no stupid shit. Don't just go settle down with, you know what I mean?
Whatever,
just for instant gratification for me to have a guy right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
No, I'm not doing that.
No, I'm asking whose dick I gotta suck to make it.
What?
Of course you would say that. Of course you would say that.
I gotta add a little, you know,
People
dirty
do that.
Tyler in here.
That shit is real.
Come on.
Shit
It's
is
a
a real
lot.
thing.
Hey, it's
We
a
just
wild
had to
world
add
out
that.
there.
It's a wild
I'm
world.
glad we ended on that note right there.
So I mean, I hope everybody, you know, out there learned some shit, took some game from JoJo, and like you said, I think we definitely humanized you. You know what I mean? From
For
the
sure.
grant, but whatever some you know, whatever thought somebody might have had that wasn't your vibe, wasn't your aura. Hopefully this corrects them, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure. Thank you guys for having me. And I'm actually grateful that I was able to come and just be myself, you know? Like, it sucks when people look at you on social media and they just think you're like, you know, some type of, I don't know,
For
Barbie or whatever it is,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And it's like,
Yeah.
when you really sit down and just express who you are and
Peel
shit.
back the layers.
Yeah, I think
That's
that shit
what's
is
most
dope.
important.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Humanize.
So
Yeah.
we definitely appreciate you sliding out here. Like we said, we went through hell and back. All of us went through hell and back to make it, but we got that shit done.
We got it done.
Loved having you here. It was great. Next time you do come down, we'll link up again and we'll get into the real shits of the world.
Yeah, for
and go
sure.
crazy on just a fun, wild episode. But anything else you guys want to say before we get on up out of here?
Shit, I'm good. I appreciate y'all. Can't wait to come back.
For sure. All right, y'all. Successful Failures, episode 16. This one's in the books. Tyler, JoJo, we out. Peace.
We did it.